there guys, welcome to Geek and Most Foul. Now you may notice that the terrible production values are even worse this week. That's because I have materialised in my new location, Kingston Uni. So, for now, while I'm getting settled in, this will be very brief and low grade. So, this is my weekly review of Doctor Who. So, Season 7, Episode 2, Dinosaurs on the Spaceship. What do I think? Well, this episode was a mixed bag. Overall, I did enjoy it. The problems mainly came, I felt far too many characters were introduced and they didn't really get enough screen time to become more than one note, you know, cardboard cutouts. And the pacing seemed to suffer. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there was something wrong with it. Now, I'll be very brief. I didn't like the Nefertiti or Solomon characters. Again, this is what I meant by very one-note characters. She's a haughty Egyptian queen. Here's a, good old English hunter getting the game from the darkest Africa. You know, they're stereotypes, and you could see as soon as they started arguing what was going to happen with them. There was no surprise there, no chemistry, might I add. I mean, the concept itself of this episode is very gimmicky, but it works. And it's brilliant because they include it in the larger Doctor Who universe. It's nice to see what happened to the Silurians. That, you know, they built an ark because they knew the ones that didn't go into hibernation built an ark and flew off into space. And I think it's sad that they were all dead. It would have been interesting to see them more as a spacefaring race from now on. Plus also their more benevolent side. They've always been shown as villains, even though they're meant to be quite sympathetic. So it would have been nice if we had decent, you know, likeable Silurians. Because one thing that's always bothered me, the Doctor likes Silurians as much as he likes humans, as Homo sapiens. They're both from his favourite planet and he both loves them. But you don't see why in any of the Silurian episodes, because they're always the monster of the week. Okay. As I said, things I don't like was the pacing, and the crammed in characters. Now, one character I did like, Rory's dad, and I loved the dynamic because it was this big setup of, you know, Rory struggles with a dad who doesn't show approval, who you can clearly tell he never lives up to his dad's expectations. And you can see where that plotline was going to go. However, they never did it blatantly. They never did, oh Dad, you never respected me speech, or oh, you know, they never had a big dramatic moment. What it was just a quiet little thing where the dad, it was never stated, it was only shown, which of course great drama and great movies and TV is show don't tell. It is shown by the end of the episode his approach to Rory has changed. He begins to appreciate Rory for what Rory is capable of, not his own standards. And I liked the dad character in his own right. I liked the fact that, you know, he's that kind of DIY, do-it-yourself man who carries a fold-up shovel in his pocket everywhere he goes. And just his last moments, just sitting, eating lunch in the TARDIS, watching the Earth below, was really nice. I mean, I could see myself doing that if I was taking away in the TARDIS. I would just ask to sit and eat lunch while watching the planets spin by below me. It was also nice, we've got foreshadowing of Amy complaining about how the Doctor's clearly trying to break away from the ponds and, you know, seeing them less and less and weaning them off him. I love David Mitchell and Mitchell and Webb as the robots. They were fantastic. And I was watching this with my partner and we had this great moment. As soon as they started talking for a full sentence, we both just turned to each other at the same time and said, "That's Mitchell and Webb." And they were brilliant at it. The villain was very pantomime, very sinister, but I enjoyed him. It was very the bent over double crop, like walking sticks. He had this ultra slimy feel to him, and there's just nothing redeemable about him. So again, very pantomime but enjoyable. I didn't like the very end where the Doctor killed him. Now, I know there's a precedence for this. I know past a certain point the Doctor will just kill someone for... There seems to be no consistency for it. I mean, take Davros. Davros, you know, he caused the genocide of hundreds of races. Yet the Doctor still tries to save him and find an alternative to killing him. This one, he actively premeditates to murder the guy. We know we were wrong. In the sense of justice, he clearly had it coming. He caused the genocide of the Silurians, the last of their race. But he didn't sit comfortably with me. It doesn't seem like something he would do. Then again, I get the feeling this will be addressed in next week's episode, A Town Called Mercy, which deals with the effects of what happens to the Doctor when their companions aren't around. You know, he becomes the Time Lord victorious again. Which I hope they bring up. One last thing that didn't sit right with me was the villain recognising Queen Nefertiti. That's just... two things. One, how did he know it was really Queen Nefertiti? I mean, how they... I mean, you know, logically, unless he knew about time travel, which I don't think exists in that section of time, how would he actually believe it was her? He would probably think it was a malfunction. And the other is the rape line, which, you know, for a kid show is really, well, not a kid, a family show, is really dark. It seems so out of place, and it just really stuck with me. And, you know, don't have the villain in a family sci-fi show threaten to rape the heroine. Just don't even use... I know they're trying to use rape as a signal for how evil he is, but no, it just... Don't use rape as a shorthand for evil when characterising people. It's a highly damaging and violent and disgusting act, and it shouldn't be just thrown about in a plot like that. In a family show, it just didn't work. it shouldn't have been in there. Unless you're going to deal with rape properly, in a respectful, in-depth look at the damage it causes, and, you know, what effect it has on characters and people's lives, then don't bring it up, because it is too heavy a subject matter. That's my thoughts on it. So anyway, all in all, I will give Dinosaurs on the Spaceship 3 out of 5. It has its problems. Its pacing needs to pick up. Again, I'm not sure what I found particularly wrong with it, but it just seemed off to me. But on the other hand, it had some enjoyable moments. It was a great concept, even if it was a bit gimmicky, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the dinosaurs. So altogether, that's another weekly review of Doctor Who. Next week, I'm doing A Town Called Mercy.